Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
I muted my fucking mic because I was going to start recording some bullshit, but now we're here. So fuck it. I'm gonna use this pick. I'm gonna use the Hershey's pick. The fucking Hershey's cream.
Your audio's on though, right? I don't want to do this for nothing.
Yes, my audio's on. Like I made sure of that.
Okay.
And so this is not my territory. So I'm gonna fuck this whole territory up. Just like I'm the WWE, I'm gonna start turkey down the whole territories. So so this is recorded post Halloween, and Tuesday was Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, week two. Last night was Halloween Havoc, week 2, and then last week was night 1.
Well, that's stupid. They should have they should have did it like a pay-per-view to make more fucking sense, but I guess they don't want to do that because they're filming pay-per-view. So I'm gonna say this about this whole fucking shit is that before we start, I want to talk about the greatest Royal Rumble, right? And I think I might have fucked up. So I checked how long the greatest Royal Rumble is. Damn near 5 hours.
Yep.
I'm not watching that shit.
So then what happens? Are we doing that as a retro then? You have to tell me now because I'm not watching it for nothing.
We probably ain't because I'm not watching no damn 5 hour goddamn Saudi Arabia controversial fucking show. Bro, do you not understand how long it's... Bro, it's damn near the whole entire day.
I know, but you had picked it as a retro.
I picked it as a joke.
Alright, so I guess
I
it's
was
off
like,
then.
bro, what the fuck? Bro, I had to look real. Bro, I thought I was dreaming. So I clicked on the joint, right? So I checked how long it is. 4 hours and 58 minutes. Nigga, bro, the Royal Rumble events wasn't even that long. Why is it fucking... I'm about to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's not even just... By the way, that's just the main show. There's like an hour pre-show also. So
nigga, do you think I'm going to be watching that?
No. So yeah, so that retro's off then, right? You don't want to do it?
I'm not doing no 5 hour fucking event.
Right.
What the fuck? Bro, like, this is not even a WrestleMania. I'm really about to have a spasm attack because of this shit.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't have to do. We don't have to do it. You're good.
Fucked me. I was like, ain't no fucking way. And it's just like, yes, this is supposed to be the greatest Royal Rumble with 50 niggas coming in.
It's not.
It's really not the greatest. Yes, Bryan Danielson did I don't give a fuck. Bryan Danielson, yes, he did a really good job of being the Iron Man, but that Royal Rumble match is non-canon. It's not canonical.
No,
it's
WWE
canon.
WWE counts that, like when they do the records of Royal Rumble, like eliminations
Fuck
and everything.
that.
Like that. They that's in there, so that counts as a Royal Rumble.
No, it does not count as a. That is non-canonical throughout the whole thing. It's not.
WWE references that Rumble as part of its
I don't give a fuck. It's non-canon to me because it's like it's just okay. So if we're gonna do that type of logic, right? Then we gotta talk about back then. There was one Royal Rumble match that happened at a house show. Do we count that?
No, they don't. They don't count that because it didn't air on TV.
Then why the fuck do we count this one?
Because it was at a big stage, I guess, according to WWE. It's the first Saudi show that they've ever done.
Who gives a fuck about being the first Saudi show? Like, the thing is, if this should not be this should not be a canon roar. This should just be like the same old house show bullshit. Because the thing is with this Royal Rumble is that the there's no reward other than a trophy title that is not being defended.
Yeah, it's still sitting at Braun Strowman's house and everything like
yes.
that. So,
and the thing is, it's like there's no real reward for winning the fucking Rumble other than congratulations, you won this big ass Royal Rumble. So here's a title that you're not going to defend anymore. Not even giving another greatest. If they're going to do the title, why not just do it like the greatest Royal Rumble like every 2 years, and they have to defend it, the damn title. They could have done that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, let me just double check. So, well, this is a triple check, and then we just start the video. Yeah, it's off then, right? You don't want to do it? Let me just triple check.
I'm already recording this, so basically they're going to hear me out. Why are we doing this? All right,
so shit? It's off.
I'm tired of this bro. Look, I never had a fucking aneurysm over a goddamn time. That is crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, so let's get into this video. So today we're going to cover NXT Halloween Havoc. Happy belated Halloween to everyone that celebrated it and everything like that. Obviously, you know, we're saying belated because of my screw up, a video didn't go out on Halloween that we wanted to go out. So I have to make up for that by redoing the retro for that on Friday, which will be released later. But yeah, let's just get into NXT Halloween Havoc. Out of all the Halloween Havocs I've been watching recently, this is probably my favorite one. At least that I've watched, you know, because I've watched 3 of them. Well, technically 4 of them, if you want to count week 1 as its own show. But I'm going to say 3 because they're both the same show. Yeah, this is my favorite one I've watched, which isn't really saying all that much because the other 2 I watched, Halloween Havoc 1995 and Halloween Havoc 1998, wasn't, you know, particularly great shows. But let's just get right into these retros. How we're going to do this is we're going to cover Level Up, since that's filmed the same day as Night 1.
Who is we? You are.
Well, it's going to get covered regardless. Night 1 of Halloween Havoc and then Night 2. We're not going to do... I'm going to cover Level Up from this week on the actual WWE Aftershock because it was either that or we delayed this video until... Sunday or Monday, and let's be real, I'm the only one that's going to watch Level Up, so there's really no need to delay it. But let's just get right into it. So yeah, we had Halloween Havoc. We have Night 1. We had the sort of pre-show / Level Up. We're going to cover that first because we're going to follow house show rules, and since that was recorded before the actual show took place, but it aired later, we're going to cover it first. Level Up from last week took place on October 27th, 2023. We had Byron Saxton and Blake Howard on commentary for that show. They did relatively fine on commentary. Really no issues with them. It kicked off with JC Jane versus Izzy Dam.
Who the fuck are these people?
Well, JC Jane just saw on Halloween Havoc Night 2. She's with Chase U. And Izzy Dame was one of the competitors that was in the breakout tournament. She was the first one that got eliminated by Kalani Jordan, so that's who she is. Yeah, this match was relatively decent. Really nothing wrong with it. Eventually, JC Jane won with a running STO, and that was that. It was just a typical match right there. So I give it
running STO?
Yeah, that's how she won.
The fuck?
It was relatively all right. I'll give it like 2 stars. It was an okay opener. And then backstage, Riley Osborne gets interviewed, and he talks about a match that he had recently with Axiom where he got pinned, but his shoulder was up. So he talks about how he wants to get redemption for that, but if he doesn't get redemption, but if he doesn't get redemption, he wants to prove that you know, he wants Axiom to beat him straight up. He doesn't want any controversy surrounding it. So this was an okay promo by Riley Osborne, really just fine. And then we had the main event of the Level Up portion, Night 1 of Halloween Havoc. It was Axiom versus Riley Osborne. This was good stuff. Pretty back and forth match. I like the first match that they had a little bit better, but this one was good stuff. They did a pretty good callback to when Axiom hit the suicide dive and then he hit the splash in the win. But this time Riley Osborne was able to kick out. But Axiom still won with the golden ratio, and he beat Riley Osborne. But Riley Osborne looked pretty strong in defeat. Afterwards, they shake hands and show each other respect. This was good stuff. I give it like 3 stars. I liked this.
Ain't no fucking way. His finisher is called the golden ratio.
It is.
Are you fucking kidding me? This gimmick gotta get the fuck away from me immediately.
I can't blame you. Yeah, it's not the best gimmick.
Nigga look like a fucking rejected pop. I swear, bro. This is the. I hate this fucking gimmick so fucking much, bro.
Then we had Halloween Havoc Night 1/Week 1 from last week. Funny thing is, during both weeks of Halloween Havoc, we were doing Spoke at the same time. So that's kind of funny how that happened. But the commentary team for both nights was Booker T and Vic Joseph. They weren't really dressed up in Halloween costumes. I was kind of disappointed about that. I thought
it wasn't Halloween yet.
Well, it's Halloween themed, so they should have dressed up as Halloween.
No,
at least last night they should have, because it was actually Halloween. So, you know, but we had the intro. It was the band New Year's Day performing their song Vampire. It was a relatively okay song. It showed all of the hype and build up around what was going to take place at Halloween Havoc, all the hyped matches and everything like that. So that was relatively good. I liked the performance for the most part. I liked the performance better in Night 2 than Night 1. I thought Night 2 had a better song.
I Like Hell was a really good song. I'm not going to hold you, bro.
Yeah, but this song was just kind of whatever, so I thought this was okay. I think they're gearing up to go on tour soon, so this was kind of a way for them to get noticed, but overall I thought this was, relatively enjoyable. What did you think of this performance that they did? I thought it was
I didn't think I see the fucking performance, but it was good, I guess.
There you go.
Whatever.
Then Scarlett and Shotzi, who are the hosts of Halloween Havoc, I think this is when I know they dressed up as different in different costumes and all that type of stuff. So it's tough to remember.
Scarlett Bordeaux?
Yeah, Scarlett Bordeaux. She broke character.
Shit.
Yeah. She wasn't Bordeaux though, she was just Scarlett though. So but they welcomed everybody to Halloween Havoc and wants everybody to, watch this show with caution because it's a scary time of year and everything like that.
Giggles.
I mean, considering the fact that I had to sit through Halloween Havoc 95 a day before this, I was pretty okay watching the show. So, Scarlett was dressed up, I think, as the bride from Frankenstein, and I think this is where Shotzi was dressed up as the same costume that she was dressed up. I think she was dressed up as Pinhead in this segment. I know she was dressed up as Pinhead at some point. I just forget exactly what it was.
Her Pinhead outfit fucked me up. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Then we had the opening match. It was a Devil's Playground match. I should mention to the set for Halloween Havoc looked pretty cool. Pretty much how it was there were cobwebs around the plexiglass around the barricades and everything like that. There was pumpkins hanging around. They had the LED screen set up. Anytime there was an entrance graphic, there would either be bats or spiders. Bats flying around and spiders crawling around and all that type of stuff. There was also evil music that would play on occasion. Anytime, the graphic would pop up, you hear an evil laugh and all that type of stuff. So, they did go fairly all out. I mean, I wanted to see the giant pumpkin from Halloween Havoc 1997 and 1998, but it didn't happen that way. So I was disappointed. I always liked that. But yeah, we had a Devil's Playground match. It was Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. Roxanne Perez was dressed up as Freddy Krueger, which was pretty cool. I never really predicted that she would be able to pull that off, but she was able to pull it off pretty well here. She, was really all decked out in it. I actually thought they were going to do something when it came to the finger claws, because I've actually dressed up as Freddy Krueger before. I went and bought the costume and everything like that. And they actually said, like, there's like a version of the Freddy Krueger hand claw where it's like not real blades or anything like that, but the blades, really do hurt when you stab them. I really hope that's not the case. I hope that was just them bullshitting, because if that's the case, then that's going to be, I don't think you want to have somebody like me who jokes around when it comes to that stuff, inadvertently kill somebody with the hand claws. But, that's just how they do things. But I don't think Kiana James had a Halloween costume. I think she was just Kiana James. So there you go. This was relatively good stuff. The Devil's Playground match was pretty much like a hardcore match, except it was Falls Count Anywhere this time around. They had a swing set and like a slide on the outside. They had like a pool full of I think it was like the ball, I think it's one of the balls, it's like the typical child's play pool center that you would see at like a McDonald's or something like that. It's the plastic balls and everything like that. But yeah, the match starts out. Roxanne Perez starts out really aggressive. She hits a vicious suicide dive to the outside onto Roxanne Perez. And then she does this really cool thing where she gets about to get Irish whipped into the swing, and she leaps off the swing and hits a really good head scissors off of the swing, which was really cool. She actually took the swing and hit Kiana James right in the ribs with it, which was pretty cool. Kiana James threw Roxanne Perez into the steps. She threw him into the barricade. She took there was a chain that connected the swing to the actual structure of the swing set. And she whipped that off and just whipped Roxanne Perez with it, which was really cool. And Roxanne Perez hit a Russian leg sweep, sending Kiana James through the slide, which was pretty cool. And then eventually... she hit a sunset flip powerbomb through a table onto Kiana James, and then Kiana James tried to win with a version of a code red, but Roxanne Perez was able to kick out. Kiana James had a laptop in her purse, and she used that onto Roxanne Perez. I'm going to guess this was an old laptop where she doesn't do any of her work anymore, because if it was the new laptop, she broke it over her back and everything like that, and that just kind of was that wasn't the best strategy. So I hope that's not the case. And then eventually Roxanne Perez hit a Spanish fly from the barricade, sent her into the pool of all of the plastic balls and everything like that, which was cool. She doesn't get the pinfall that way, though, and then she hits the pop rocks. She used the posts, and she hit the pop rocks onto the posts, and that's how Roxanne Perez got the victory. And it was revealed that there was a brick in the posts, and the impact of the pop rock was so effective that it broke the brick across Kiana James's back. So... overall, I thought this was a really good match. I gave it 3.5 stars. I liked how innovative the match was, and they really used the stipulation when it came to it. This match was clearly carried by Roxanne Perez. I think, I really can't give Kiana James all that much credit, because it was really Roxanne Perez that took a lot of the big bumps and did a lot of the big moves and everything like that. I really hope they can get Roxanne Perez's career back on track again, because I think it's time for her to be back in the title picture and everything like that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I thought this was really good stuff. I gave it 3.5 stars. What did you think of this match and everything like that?
The match was alright, if I even remember it, because it was a week ago, and I just got done watching this week's show, so I would say this cool beans. That's the thing I can say. Yeah, cool beans.
Then we have a couple segments here I'll just break down quick. Vic Joseph interviews Carmelo Hayes. He does a sit-down interview that he taped earlier in the day, but it aired on this show. And Vic Joseph congratulates Carmelo Hayes on becoming #1 contender to the NXT
Oh,
Championship.
shit.
What?
So, yes. Okay, so there's gonna be a season 2 for Fight Forever.
Oh, that's cool.
They just announced it.
Oh, that's cool. We'll talk about that more when we do Spock this week.
Man, I don't give a fuck. This is gonna be crazy. And like, can I think they're gonna put in I think they're gonna put the Acclaim because they kind of reference it.
Yeah, that's fair. So you're saying season 2, like a story mode season 2 is what you mean, or like another game type of thing?
No, like another update, and it's gonna be like a big
cool.
update, which is fucking dope.
I still gotta play that game.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, Vic Joseph has a sit-down interview with Carmelo Hayes, and he congratulates him on becoming the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. But he does have to point fingers because he just finds it a coincidence that he was able to become #1 contender because he questions whether or not that would have happened if, Trick Williams had been in the match. And Carmelo Hayes says that, that's not the case at all. He talks about how, when it comes to winning the NXT when it comes to becoming #1 contender, he would have still been the A champion because of his body of work in NXT. And he talks about how he hasn't been focused lately on the NXT championship, but he said that next week he's going to put all that focus in and beat Ilya Dragunov to become the new NXT champion. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes this time around to win the title. So this leaves Vic Joseph. Please don't send that song. It reminds me of Battleground 2017, and I hate that shit. But yeah, Vic Joseph then backtracks and says, well, if that's the case, were you the one that took out Trick Williams? And Carmelo Hayes takes offense to this, talking about how, he backtracked pretty much and is making accusations that he doesn't have any business making. And he just walks off the interview, and Vic Joseph was all upset about this. He was perplexed because he had more questions to ask him, but Carmelo Hayes kind of ended the interview with him. So I like this interview here, really got over and did a good job building up the NXT title match for last night's episode. At least that time recording this. And then next, Scarlett and Shotzi do this whole thing where they give fortunes from spirits and all that type of stuff to Metaphor. And we find out that Noam Dar is going to have to go through this great struggle to get what he wants and all that type of stuff. And this is obviously a reference that happens later on where, what ends up happening is they don't understand what they mean by this because they have everything they could ever want. And then you see Akira Tozawa pop up in the background, and he steals the Heritage Cup from Metaphor. And then they look around and they see that the Heritage Cup is gone, and they kind of realize that the fortune that Shotzi and Scarlett came up with came true, so they're upset about this. Overall, this sets up what was going to happen on this week's episode of Halloween Havoc, so that was good to set that up. But I liked these two segments right here. I like for different reasons, and I like them. Well, how did you feel about the Carmelo Hayes interview and the backstage segment with Metaphor?
Hindsight is 2024, bro. I swear to God, I hate it. I'm not even gonna mention it because it's like
you want to save that for the end, so
it makes me even more depressed.
And then what about the Metaphor backstage segment?
From what I saw, going forward to what happens like next week, it's gonna be goofy as shit. So I'm like, all right, bro.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then we had our first match. It was the debut of Lexis Kin, formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh, hell yeah.
But as the agreement now that I've called him Lexis Kin, Chris and I have an agreement that once I've called him that now, I'm stuck to that forever. So
man, fuck that. This nigga name is Brian Pillman Jr. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna call him by what we know. I don't care.
That's fair. But Lexis Kin, he faces
Brian Pillman.
Well, Junior, you can't because you have to say Junior.
Pillman.
Well, the Brian Pillman if you say Brian Pillman, that Brian Pillman's dead. Brian Pillman Jr. is very much
He's
alive,
still a Pillman.
But anyhow, Lexis Kin faced Dante Chin, and
Who?
Dante Chin, he's a level up regular.
Ain't no way
That's
his
why you
last
don't
name
know.
is Chen.
Yeah, it's Chen, Dante Chin. So, but yeah, Lexis Kin faced. He had a good entrance here where he sat down on the throne, and he had a really good entrance where he just sat in it. And I think the throne, moved along with him, not all the way to the ring, but like towards like the center of the stage and everything like that, which was cool. And Lexis Kin just destroys Dante Chin here. He beats him up pretty badly. Dante Chin does get some offense in, but it's not enough to really do any damage to Lexis Kin. I think he likes it more than anything else. Eventually, he hits a super kick onto Dante Chin, and Kin hits a draping neckbreaker off of the ropes for the win. And Lexis Kin defeats Dante Chin. Overall, I thought this was a good match. I thought this was a good showcase for Lexis Kin as his first performance, and this is everything that he should have been doing in AEW. So I like this. I give it 3 stars. I thought it was a good showcase for Lexis Kin. And it's very fitting, because obviously his father made a name for himself at Halloween Havoc, so it's very fitting that Lexis Kin, his son, debuted at Halloween Havoc event. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, overall, how did you feel about the debut of Lexis Kin, and how cool do you think that is? That in a way that like a show where his father debuted, his son debuted at. Well, let me not say not debut, but made a name for himself at was where his son debuted, and all that.
It was cute. It was really cute. And the thing is that I'm happy Pillman actually got his, shit in. And the fact finally he could showcase what he could do. And I don't have a problem with him going to a WWE, especially since, apparently second or third generations don't work there, even though there's a lot of generations that worked well in the WWE. But one thing I would say about it is that it's just the fact how how to explain this. So I don't know if I told you this, but the reason why his name is Lexis King is because he uses his mother's name and his stepfather's name, and he put it together. So the fact that Pillman decided to do that is pretty cute. And what else I could say? Good debut, nice entrance. I kind of want to hear a theme song, so I can have a grasp of what it is. So yeah, good debut, and Pillman.
Yeah, I liked it. Also too, we should mention too. This is kind of news-ish. I don't know. You probably have expected this. A lot of the AEW fan base is upset that Brian Pillman Jr. went to WWE. Obviously.
Oh, boo-hoo! Cry me a fucking river, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I have to be very careful when it comes to judging the AEW fan base because I'm doing a show about WWE, and I like both.
Why would you care about the fucking fan base of the tribalism, man? Just speak your fucking mind, dog.
The AEW fan base, though, as James has talked about, are pretty they say some intense shit to you that you don't expect.
They could try it with me. If they want to go against me, I don't give a fuck. Look, man, I got nothing else to lose, bro. If they would have tried me, they could try me. I don't give a fuck what they think, bro. It's my opinion.
Yeah. Actually, what you just said right there, I was just gonna say it in a nicer way, but I pretty much sentiment what you just said right there about what the AEW fan base feels about Brian Pillman Jr. Going to WWE. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I calling Brian Pillman Jr. now? Because before he came to WWE, that's what he was. So
just call him Pillman just to make it easier. You don't have to Just like how like Edge name is Adam Copeland, he's still Edge, bro. The fuck.
But anyhow, we have a quick backstage segment here. Chase U and JC Jane are backstage, and they're all hyped up about their NXT Tag Team title match, and you know, they're really feeling it. And Andre Chase is questionable about having Thea Hale and JC Jane accompany him ringside, but they decided to go with it because they were kind of the main reason they won the Battle Royal and the #1 contendership the previous week. And Thea Hale throws some shade at Chase U, being like, I'm not going to throw the towel in like you did to me. Well, not really Chase U, more so Andre Chase. But yeah, that was pretty much the segment. Overall, relatively decent. I like this better now in hindsight, knowing what happened. And it does seem like they are making some changes. I think there was going to be a different storyline that they had in mind when Jason J joined this, but I think they've actually called an audible and did a flip around. But overall, I enjoyed this for what it was. Anything you want to say about this?
I find it hilarious how like there's just the fact how I don't really know what else to say about this other than the fact that the shade was thrown, but this is going to play into not only later in the night, but next night. Like it plays in, so like I just want to see it play out before I say everything, because it plays an important role.
Next, we had an NXT Women's Breakout Tournament semifinals round match. Kalani Jordan versus Ariana Grace. Relatively good stuff here. Kalani Jordan really was the standout of the match. She was doing a lot of good stuff in this match. Eventually, she wins with the moonsault. I gave it 3 stars. I thought this was relatively good stuff. I think Ariana Grace is just too soon for her to be in this type of spot. And also, I think she's still trying to find her footing because she just came back from like an ACL/MCL, I forget which one, tear. So I think, she's still a little rusty when it comes to wrestling. So that's why I think, the one thing I don't like about the Breakout Tournament is it puts a lot of people that don't have any business being on TV yet. So that's why I'm trying to be a little nice when it comes to these competitors, because it's not their fault if the matches aren't any good. It's just they're put kind of in a bad spot. But I thought I thought this was still good enough where it wasn't bad or anything like that. So I give it 3 stars. Anything you want to say about this match?
There's some newbies. They're still working.
Yeah.
But give them time. Like, yes, they might not bring the fire, but give it time. At least they trying. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yes, I could be brutally honest, but I just want to. But like for a new talent like this, the only thing I can say is give it time. They will like evolve eventually. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Next segment is Von Wagner. It shows his recovery process part 2, which I guess is the last part of the recovery process after seeing this week's show. He's still trying to learn how to walk with a walker and everything like that. Mr. Stone comes up to him and is giving him encouragement and everything like that. And Von Wagner wants to know why Mr. Stone requested a match against Braun Breaker. And Mr. Stone says that the reason that he did this was because he wants to stick up for his friend Von Wagner. He's sick and tired to see what Braun Breaker has been putting Von Wagner through, and that he has to tell his kids that they can't go see Uncle Von right now and all that type of stuff. That's this really good, passionate promo. And he mentions that he knows he's going to get his ass kicked, but he just wants to teach Braun Breaker a lesson and everything like that. And what Von Wagner thought about this was, wait, I'm your friend? And Mr. Stone's like, yeah, of course you're my friend. We originally started out as clients, but we've blossomed a friendship out of it and everything like that. And then Von Wagner tells Mr. Stone to go get him. And, he says he's going to be in his corner, but Mr. Stone wants Von Wagner to stay behind because he wants him just to focus on recovering. And when Mr. Stone walks away, this kind of gives Von Wagner motivation to start to get better. Like he starts to actually able to use a walker better and all that type of stuff. I really like this segment. I liked what they did here. And I love the turnaround of the relationship now between Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. So this was really good stuff. Then we had part 2, another segment with Scarlett and Shotzi. Shotzi was dressed up as Scissorhands. And I forget who Scarlett was dressed up as because, again, it's been a week. So there was a lot of costume changes that night. But they talk about and they want to make sure everybody's having a good time watching Halloween Havoc. And then the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile come out and they want a match with Gaza and Carrillo. Or Gaza and Umberto. I forget which. I know one that lost their first name and one lost their last name, but I forget which one it was. So I'm just going to say those names for now. But when we review the match, I think I just wrote down their full names just because I felt like it. And yeah, they want like a stipulation added to the match. So they spin the wheel and make a deal. And when they spin the wheel, it lands on tables, ladders, and scales. And that's going to be the match for next week.
Did they have a match, bro.
I liked these 2 segments. I will say one thing about spin the wheel, make the deal. I am sick of them doing this stip and then they just end up doing the same matches anyways. I think it always lands on a Devil's Playground match, a lights out match, which isn't what you think it is. Well, I guess it's exactly what you think it is, but it isn't what you think it is if you just watch AEW. But and then it lands on tables, ladders, and scales. It's like if you're just gonna do the same stipulation anyways, why not just make those matches anyways? Like it does make it a little bit too predictable. Like it does kind of make it look like the wheel looks a little rigged. Like I know they've done different type of stipulations, but there's stipulations on that wheel that they never even land on. Like there's a boiler room brawl there, they never land on that. So it's like okay. So that's the one thing. I like it that they do spin the wheel, make a deal, but I am sick of the fact that it just continuously and lands on the same stipulations all the time.
Can you imagine the reason why they landed in the same thing is because, unfortunately, that's what they actually landed on.
Well, that did happen in Halloween Havoc 19. I think it was 92 or 93. I forget which one. They didn't rig the wheel.
But it landed on the same shit, which is funny as hell.
No, actually, what happened is they had all these plans about because it was Stin versus Jake the Snake Roberts. They had all these plans about what the stipulations were going to be. The only one they didn't prepare that I'm pretty sure this is around how it went. The only one they didn't really plan a match for was the coal miner's glove match. So they had to improvise. I think that match sort of on the fly and everything like that. If you watch that match, I haven't seen it yet, but apparently what a lot of people say, they don't even really use the coal miner's glove like really in that match. But anyhow, that's besides the point. How did you feel about these 2 segments though? The Von Wagner, Mr. Stone segment and the Scarlett and Shotzi segments.
The Von Wagner one is cute because like the fact that, yeah man, you're my friend. Ever since we, started bonding, I can see you're my friend. And like we all know the power to friendship can make anything work. I just know. I watch My Little Pony, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, I know how powerful it is. Come on now. And for the other one, from what we about to see in the next week's one, it was worth it.
Yes.
It was worth it.
Next was an NXT Tag Team Championship match. It was the family defended against Chase U. This match was great. You really got to go out of your way to watch this match. It was both these 2 teams really put it out on the line, and it was just very enjoyable. Eventually, JC Jane gets up on the apron, and she wants Andre Chase to use a weapon, but he doesn't want to. He wants to win the match fair and square. And the match continues, and eventually Tony D inadvertently knocks JC Jane off the apron, which distracts him long enough for Andre Chase to hit a leg scissors type roll up onto him. And Chase U actually won the NXT Tag Team Championships, and obviously the family are pissed about this because they were robbed of the titles. And the storyline they're trying to get across here was that Andre Chase didn't know that JC Jane got up on the apron, so he thinks he's won the match fair and square when that really isn't the case. But yeah, I thought this was great. I gave this match 4 stars. I thought I mainly gave it an extra 3/4 stars just for Chase U winning the tag titles. It's something I've wanted to happen for a while, and I'll admit the way we got here hasn't been the best, where it seems like every week they've been trying to build up some type of breakup angle with Chase U, but we're finally here now. I never thought we'd get to this moment. I thought Chase U was going to break up really a long time ago. You've been watching Aftershock since I started doing it, and I just kept waiting for the breakup. So I'm so happy that Chase U actually won the NXT Tag Team titles, because ever since, Vengeance Day, it seems like they've been trying to break this team up, where no matter who it is. But we finally got here, and I had to hope they stay champions for a while, because I imagine once they lose the titles, they're most likely going to break up. But yeah, and it's pretty cool too, because it was like a year after Duke Hudson joined Chase U. So it's pretty cool that, it kind of came full circle, and they actually won the championships and everything like that. So yeah, what did you think of this tag title match overall and everything like that? And the fact that, they actually put the titles on Chase U instead of breaking them up, and it was like a year after Duke Hudson joined and everything.
It was a feel-good moment, which I appreciate, for real. Like it was a feel-good moment. Like, finally they got the titles, and I'm happy for them. Now the only thing we gotta worry about is what's next. They got the titles, so what the fuck is next, bro?
Well, we kind of find that out on NXT this week, but we'll get to that when we talk about this week's episode. Then we have a couple quick segments I'll just break down real quick. Nathan Frazier does some hard-hitting truth, and he does a quick fire this time just because he never slows down. He doesn't have time.
Never slow down. That song is a lie. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But yeah, he just does his quick fire where he just pretty much trashes Dominic Mysterio, and he challenges Dominic Mysterio to a NXT North American Championship match on night 2 of Halloween Havoc, and he wants him to leave mommy at home, which doesn't happen. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I don't like these segments that Nathan Frazier does. So
hey, how dare you?
I don't like them. They're just bad. They don't know.
The fuck you mean is bad? It's some hard-hitting truth. What the fuck?
I just don't think it fits his gimmick and everything like that. Like, when he actually acts like the real Nathan Frazier, he's actually really good. When he does this, it's just corny and all that type of stuff. So, but anyhow, then a bunch of people, Ireland fan base, give their predictions of what they think is going to happen in the NXT Women's title match, because obviously it's a big deal, because this is the first time that 2 people from Ireland are main eventing a WWE pay-per-view. So that's pretty cool. And then, well, not pay-per-view, I guess, WWE program, because this technically isn't a pay-per-view. But, and then Baron Corbin gets interviewed, and he's upset that he was robbed out of his NXT title match, because he feels like he was robbed because he had the match won, but it just seems like something always keeps getting in his way, and he said that he's just not going to let this slide, and he storms off all angry. I liked the predictions breakdown and the Baron Corbin interview, and the Nathan Frazier. You kind of know my thoughts on that. How do you feel about all these segments right here?
The Baron Corbin one is like, alright, bro. The Nathan Frazier one, it was alright. And what more is there to say other than it happened?
It happened.
This one's about the matches. I don't give a fuck about these segments, bro.
Next, we have a lights out match. It's Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport. Yeah, it's exactly what you'd think it would be. It's not the AEW version of a lights out match. It's a legit lights out match.
Yeah, man, the lights was out, which is funny as shit to me.
Yeah, and it's really tough. I don't really think the crowd reacted all that much, because I don't think they can really see what's going on.
How can they react? They can't see shit.
Yeah, but they did have a little bit of lights because they had like spotlights hanging around the ring, so that way we could see, the people at home could see. I don't like these type of matches. I didn't like it when they did it the first time, but I gave it kind of a pass because it made sense, because I think the person that was in it the first time around, it fit their gimmick. Here, it really didn't fit anybody's gimmick. It just kind of felt like we just needed to do this again. The wrestlers tried to perform a good match, but they really can't see. Eventually, in the match, Blair Davenport.
Just call it Bea Priestley, bro. Just because if you're used to that name, you might as well just say it, bro.
That's the second time I've done that, by the way, too. She takes down a table that was up just to get heat. And this really didn't make sense, because then later on, she goes to set up a table on the outside, and it takes her so long to set up this table. It's like, well, why'd you take down the table earlier then? Because you could just use that table, but whatever. Eventually, she hits a Falcon Arrow off of the announce table through the table that's ringside. And then she puts Gigi Dolan in the ring, and Blair Davenport hits like the knee strike to the head for the victory. I gave it like 3 stars. I thought the work was in there, but I just really don't like the stipulation. I wouldn't complain if they just never did it again. And again, the crowd can't really react because they can't see anything. I think there was that point when they were just chanting, turn the lights on at one point, which is pretty funny. So, how'd you feel about this match?
It was a lights out match.
Yeah.
Shitty too.
I wonder if this goes into the records, like with AEW type of thing.
Shit, I don't know, but Jesus fucking Christ, they were not playing when they say lights out match. It was like I wasn't really paying attention to this match anyways, but damn. Shit. Moving on.
We have a couple of segments right here. Vic Joseph interviews Ilya Dragunov. This is the same thing where he filmed this video or this interview earlier in the day. Vic Joseph asked him, he congratulates him on winning the championship because he hasn't talked to Ilya Dragunov on camera since he's won the title. And he wants to know if his strategy is going to be any different being the champion defending his title versus being the challenger. And Ilya Dragunov just kind of looked at him. He's like, yeah, my strategy is really not going to change all that much. People have to adapt to me. The way I attack my person is the same. He does say, though, he is willing to put some more pain to keep the title because of all the pain he went through to get the title. And he also questions Carmelo Hayes' focus for this match because it seems like he's let a lot of other distractions going on. And that was it pretty much. Overall, this was good stuff. I think after this segment too, I didn't write it down, but it does happen. You saw after it ends, Carmelo Hayes was watching this and he's ready to get back his title. And Shotzi and Scarlett come up and they're dressed from the twins from The Shining. And he tells them, they say that it's all on you, Mello. And what Mello thinks they're talking about is that he's gonna get the title, but what they're actually talking about is the fact that they're accusing him of taking out Carmelo Hayes. They said that the spirits told him that, and Carmelo Hayes is just like, I don't believe in any of that crap, and it wasn't me, and I'm gonna prove it when I win the title next week. So I liked these segments overall. I thought the Shotzi Scarlett thing was kind of goofy, but it's a Halloween thing, so you have to kind of overlook that, but it was still good. I like that Carmelo Hayes just kind of no-selling it. That was pretty funny. And then Tiffany Stratton gets interviewed, and she's just breaking down Halloween Havoc. She says that she doesn't care about this show. She's just there to see who's going to win the women's title match. Again, this is the same critique I had from AEW Spark last night. What are you doing there if you don't have a match? But whatever.
I just want to see who wins the match. I don't give a fuck.
And then Fallon Henley comes up, and she's dressed up as Tiffany Stratton, and she does her impersonation and everything like that. And it's so crazy. It's the Spider-Man meme. She looks exactly like Tiffany Stratton, almost to a T. Like, you would actually think this is Tiffany Stratton if you didn't know it was Fallon Henley type of thing. Like,
that's hilarious.
Insane. And she's basically mocking Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton takes offense to this, and it leads to a brawl. where it has to get broken up. And that was it. This leads to a match that happens on, spoiler, sort of happens on this show. It was announced that was going to happen on this show. I liked this mainly just for the Spider-Man meme out of it and everything like that. I always like a good Spider-Man meme, no matter what version it is. So, how did you feel about these segments right here with the Ilya Dragunov interview, the Carmelo Hayes backstage segment that happened, and then obviously the Tiffany Stratton interview?
It was good. Like I don't know what else to say other than the Dragunov thing was good. Melo is a suspect. He's acting real suspicious. Then as for everything else, I don't know. And it happened.
Next was the final semifinals match in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. It was Carmen Petrovic versus Lola Vice. Basically the same thing I have to say here as for the first Breakout match. I thought this match was good. I like this match, I think, a little bit more than the Kalani Jordan match, because at least these people have at least a little bit of a background when it comes to athletics and everything like that. And I thought they kind of used that to their match and their advantage and everything like that. But eventually Lola Vice wins with a spin and back kick. And she just wins. I'll give it 3 stars. Again, you have to kind of be nice a little bit because, again, they were put in a position where they were set up to fail and they tried to make it work. And overall, I thought they sort of succeeded. So, How'd you feel about this?
They just doing peripheral. I really have nothing to say about this. I really have nothing to say about it. For real, being honest with you. Other than we'll see who wins the next joint.
Then we have a few segments that we'll just break down real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Chase U is backstage. They're celebrating the fact that they won the NXT Tag Team titles, and Piper Niven and Chelsea Green come up. Chelsea Green is dressed up as Piper Niven's dressed up as the Big Bad Wolf. Again, I'm not going to say anything more about that because that's weird. And Chelsea Green was dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood. I couldn't think of the name for a second there. And she's basically mouthing off to Thea Hale and JC Jane. I don't even know what they're talking about. And then I love it too, because then when JC Jane and Thea Hale respawn, Chelsea Green's just like, how dare you mouth off to me like that? I'm going to tell Shawn Michaels. It's just like, what are you talking about? You just started this. But again, she's a Karen. That makes sense. And she doesn't know where the office is. So they're like, okay, we'll show you where the office is. And while we're there, we're going to ask for a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. They all just leave together and all that type of stuff. It's like, I don't know what was going on here, but whatever. Then Metaphor's backstage. Noam Dar's upset that he can't find his cup and he doesn't know where it is. And then he notices that Akira Tozawa was taking pictures on social media with the cup. So I think Tozawa somehow messaged him on, I don't know if he texted him or what, or just sent him a DM. Basically, he sends him a DM of a picture of a haunted house that he has to go to pretty much to get his cup back. So Metaphor don't want to go, but Noam Dar says, no, we're going. This is for the cup. We have to do this type of thing. So they don't have a choice, but they have to go there type of thing. So that's a shame. And then Carmella Hayes is backstage, and Braun Breaker comes up to him, and he gives him props for taking out Trick Williams, and Carmella Hayes is trying to tell him that he didn't take out Trick Williams. It's not what you think. And Braun Breaker says, you don't have to tell me that, but the Carmella Hayes that I've been seeing lately, we need to see that version of Carmella Hayes, because once Carmella Hayes takes care of Ilya Dragunov, once Braun Breaker takes care of Mr. Stone, we can just go right back to us two holding down the fort in NXT like we have been for the past 2 years. So this is good stuff right here. What do you think of all these segments right here? I thought they were all relatively good.
I'm gonna skip out one segment and just get straight to the Braun Breaker joint. Foreshadowing is crazy because, man, hindsight is 2024.
Yes, it is.
So we all knew what's going to end up happening. And it would have been interesting, like in a alternate universe, like this whole thing would be a bit like it'll be interesting. But from what we saw, it's one thing it's going to lead to is I don't know how to describe it, because most of these segments I wasn't really paying attention for real. I was just waiting for the main event. But I guess all I can say is it was good at best. The Braun Breaker one was actually pretty solid, and Noam Dar about to be geeked the fuck out next week. So
yeah, definitely. And again, I think I'm at fault for the reason you didn't enjoy some of these segments or couldn't pay attention to them, because we were doing Spock at the same time, so you had to focus on two things at once.
Like we wasn't doing Spock at the same time. Like I was watching it with some guys, and we was all just fucking around.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. So, wow, you should just let me take the blame on that.
Like I blame you for the next week one, but like the one we are talking about, I was watching it with some guys, and we were just fucking around.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Then we had the main event of night one. It was the NXT Women's Championship match. It was Becky Lynch defending against Lyra Valkyria. This was great stuff. Really back and forth match. They hyped this up really greatly. They showed people in pubs at Ireland and stuff like that watching it, because it was a big deal and everything like that. This was just great stuff. Just really go watch this match for yourself. It was really back and forth. Eventually, Becky Lynch goes for the manhandle slam, and Lyra Valkyria turns it over and beats Becky Lynch with a roll-up, and she loses the NXT Women's Championship. I do question if this was a bit soon, because it does seem like
no, it's not.
Random.
I'm tired of Becky. I'm happy she lost the fucking belt, bro. Me and the boys was celebrating like it was New Year's Day.
That's fair. But again, this was good for Lyra Valkyria. She really got over huge from this. And, when Lyra Valkyria gets caught up to the main roster eventually, you have an easy feud you can just do immediately when she gets up there. So that's good.
No, I don't want them to feud anymore. I want them to fuck off and just let me enjoy my Becky Lynch championship run.
That's fair. You mean Lyra Valkyria championship run.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the match was great. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was very intense. I think they went overtime because the match went like a good 15 minutes, and usually NXT ends at 10:08, but I think it ended at like 10:15. So, well, maybe not 10:15, but like 10:12, because I think the match started at like 9:50 and it ended at 10:12. So, yeah, this is great stuff, though. I really enjoyed this. It's got over Lyra Valkyria huge, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does as champion. And yeah, I thought they built up to this match pretty well too. So, I think had Collision not happened, this probably would have been the best match of the whole week. So, yeah, this is great stuff. But what did you think of this match and everything like that?
Becky lost the title. I was happy as a motherfucker. I'm tired of fucking Becky. I don't want to see her for a good while. I'm tired of her. Like, yes, she's a good wrestler, but tired of the Four Horsemen. To me, she's the bottom. So, yeah. Enough said. Congratulations to what's her face, and I hope become a whatever champion. So please hold down the fort.
That's fair. Then we have this week's night 2. Anything more you want to say on night 1? Any final thoughts? I know we're gonna do the letter grades and everything like that, but any final thoughts you have about night 1 before we talk about night 2?
No, night 2 anyways.
Alright, I liked night 1 overall. I liked about night 1 is it was very focused on women's wrestling. I think a good 90% of the show, maybe 80%, was focused on the woman, which was good. So, yeah, that was good. Yeah, then we have last night's Halloween Havoc, which aired on Halloween, which, if you've been living under a rock for the past however long Halloween's been going on, it took place on October 31st, 2023. The same people on commentary, no Halloween costumes, though. We had the intro. It showed Scarlett and Shotzi arriving in under Ghostbusters costumes. Pretty much, they came out with the like the car they use in the movie. This is clearly old school Ghostbusters. It's not anything current or anything like that. As cool as it is, it doesn't really work if you can't play the song, because it's just so weird that they just come there and there's no Ghostbusters song playing. But again, I assume they couldn't get the rights to play the song, so it just didn't play. But it's also weird. And then, we had the opening. New Year's Day played their song. You just said it earlier, but I forget the name of it. Hard as Hell. I liked this one better than the first one. But that's just me. You know, again, everybody is entitled to, you know, what they like in music. I'm not much of a music guy anyway, so it's not like you're going to take my opinion when it comes to music seriously. So, you know. Then we had the opener. It was a tables, ladders, and scares match. It was the Creed brothers with Ivy Nile versus Angel Gaza and Roberto Carrillo. I know that's not their names at the moment, but this is the names I wrote down. This was great. Really great opening here. The only critique I have with the match really is it was just more of a TLC match. There was no scares in the match, which I was kind of disappointed about, but it didn't hurt the match. But this was just
there were a few scares.
No, there were scares, all right, but not there were scares about the bumps they were taking. But yeah, this match was just absolutely insane. I really would just recommend you check this match out for yourself. I really can't do this justice. Eventually, the Creed brothers win when they hit the Doomsday Device cannonball through a couple of tables, and they get the win. I gave it 4.5 stars. This was absolutely wonderful. This might have been match of the night. Maybe the main event might have been a little bit better, but I really love this match. I thought it was great stuff. And I think this is the Creed brothers' last match in NXT. I'm pretty sure they've been called up. After what happened on Raw, which I'll cover when I do WWE Aftershock later in the week. I was okay with them not losing the NXT match because you really couldn't hurt their momentum because they just got a big win on Raw. I think it doesn't really do anything for them if they just come here and lose. But yeah, overall, I really like this a lot, though. This is fantastic. Anything you want to say about this? This is awesome.
This was a fucking great-ass match, for real. They literally fucked each other up, which is fucking awesome. And they really showed some scares, some tables and some chairs and some ladders, bro. It was fucking great. Great TLC match.
Then Scarlett and Shotzi are backstage. They're dressed up in costumes again. And they're playing with the Ouija board, trying to get connected with the spirits. And they asked if there's any disturbances we need to know about. And the Ouija board goes over and says yes. And I guess the disturbance was Isla Dawn and Kaylee Ray, because they show up right after they said yes. And basically, Isla Dawn and Kaylee Ray said that you've done a good job, but we're going to hold down the fort now. And now they basically become the new hosts of Halloween Havoc. And Scarlett and Shotzi just leave, I guess. They just wave goodbye, and that's it. This is good.
Time to go back in the main roster.
I don't know why they didn't just make Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn just the guests from the jump, but that's just how it is.
It's called passing up the torch, probably.
I guess. Then we had a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton where Mackenzie Mitchell came up to her and she tried to interview her, and she wants to know how Tiffany Stratton feels how Fallon Henley did, if she did a good impression of her or not, and she just flips out, and that's it. I really like this that much. So, and then I'm gonna let you cover the next backstage segment because you like that guy. But what did you think before you cover that? What did you think of these two segments right here?
What segment you was talking about? That I might like?
Which one? The Joe Gacy one. I was going to let you talk about that.
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck it. No. I'm going to talk about Joe Gacy. But I'm going to say this. This one was so fucking cryptic, but my honest opinion, here's my theory. I think Chainsaw Joe Gacy is going to make an appearance. It's not going to be this other shit, Chainsaw Joe Gacy. If you don't know who Chainsaw Joe Gacy is, go on YouTube and type in CZW Joe Gacy, and there you go. We're getting that Joe Gacy back. Probably. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, oof. If I'm not wrong, haha. So yeah,
There you
Chainsaw Joe
go.
Gacy he might come back, and yeah, he's basically saying that do you believe in fairy tales? Because you definitely won't anymore. I'm like, all right, bro. So
I like
yeah,
this. I like this promo a lot. So I'm hoping now we can get like a change to Joe Gacy because ever since Schism kind of became a thing, I really wasn't a big fan of what that was going. But I think we're gonna get like a. I think it's gonna be the same character, but I don't think it's gonna be the exact same message that he was trying to represent.
multiple branches in one tree, baby. Let him know.
Yeah, no more branches anymore. It's over now. So, then we were supposed to have Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton. It never happens. Tiffany Stratton just beats her up and does a figure four around the post, and then the referees have to pull her off. And later in the night, we find out that Fallon Henley suffered a knee injury. So they pulled the match pretty much. I didn't like this. It's terrible. What did you think of this? I thought this was bad.
Fucking lol.
Then this was the first of like I think 4 quests for Metaphor. They were trying to get the Heritage Cup back. They show up to the haunted house they were asked to go to, and they were dressed up as Scooby-Doo characters. Noam Dar was dressed up as Scooby-Doo. Oral Mensa was dressed up as Shaggy. And I forget who Carla Jackson and I forget what her Last Legend was dressed up as because it's been a while since I've seen Scooby-Doo. So, but it's the 2 women that show up in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Velma and Daphne.
There you go. They don't want to go in there pretty much just because, it's a haunted house and all that type of stuff, and they understand what happens. But no one does. Like, no, we have to do this for the cup. So they open the gate to get in there.
The gate opened by itself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the gate opened by itself. And during this whole segment, Oral Mensa was eating had a sandwich. I don't even think he ever took a bite of his sandwich, actually.
Sandwich.
So, this zombie-like creature walks over to them, and they're all scared of it. And then it cuts to like them at like the abandoned barn portion of it, the cabin, and they hear this creepy voice speaking Japanese, and apparently Jakara Jackson speaks Japanese, and she said, come get your cup if you dare. At first, they're just not going to go there. They're like, yeah, let's just, the cup's probably not even here. But then eventually, Noam Dar's asking for his cup back, and Tozawa says, enter the house if you dare to get it. So, they go into the house. They agree that they're going to stay together. They're not going to pull the whole horror movie tropes where they get separated and everything like that. This was after they got like a jump scare where they saw there was like a skeleton's head trapped in a cage. And then a hand pops out of like the wall or something. And this scares all of them. And they all do exactly what they said they weren't going to do. They all get separated. So that's the end of part 1 pretty much. I thought part 1 was pretty good. It's got a lot of the typical jump scare horror movie tropes. So this was pretty decent. What do you think of this?
This is what happens when you drag black people into some horror movie. We are the smart ones. We try to say, no, we're not going there. But we was forced to go in there. So
yeah. I hate to tell you too, when it comes to horror movie stuff,
we are not the ones that makes it out alive.
No, yeah, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but
we try to be smart, but y'all keep dragging us into this bullshit. This is y'all problem, not ours. Why you dragging me into this shit?
Maybe that's the case. Yeah. So
fucking Christ, bro.
Then we had the next match. It was an NXT North American Championship match. It was Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley ringside defending his title against Nathan Frazier.
Never slow down.
He never does. Dominic Mysterio came out dressed up like a prison inmate, and Rhea Ripley was dressed up as a cop. And they did this funny bit where it had like his prison number and everything like that. And Rhea Ripley had him handcuffed, and she had to let him go and everything like that. And I think instead of like a badge being in one of her slots of the prison uniform, it was a Women's World Championship, which was pretty cool. This match was very good, very back and forth. Nathan Frazier definitely didn't slow down in this match. He was going fast as lightning. Maybe faster than lightning. I feel like if lightning struck, Nathan Frazier would have done a suicide dive or something before that even happened. there's a point in the match where Rhea Ripley tries to hand Dominic Mysterio the Women's World Title, but he mixes it up and doesn't catch it. But then eventually, Dominic Mysterio does hit the frog splash on Nathan Frazier for the win, and he retains the NXT North American title. And then afterwards, Wes Lee runs out and attacks Dominic Mysterio, but before he can really do any further damage to him, Dominic Mysterio takes off, and Wes Lee holds up the title, showing that he's coming back after that championship. So I thought this match was very good. I really liked it, and I liked the return of Les Lee. I was really worried he was going to come back as a heel because it seemed like they were going that direction, but I'm glad he came back as a babyface, and he's going to get back the title that he never really got a one-on-one rematch for. So I get the match 3 3/4 stars, very good stuff, and that's all I really have to say about it. Anything you want to say about this?
I love Nathan Frazier. Like, he became one of my favorites, like, now. Well, not now, but, like, he became one of my favorites. But one thing I would say, here's what I keep saying, his theme song is a lie. The reason why his theme song is a lie is pretty fucking simple. The theme song slows down.
Yeah, it does.
Which is stupid. But here's the biggest crime. Why did they have to change his theme?
Yeah, like
Alive Again was so good. But fuck, they don't want to pay for the damn things anymore, so it's whatever. But other than that, it was a really, really good match. I liked this a lot. I was a little sad that he lost the match, but Wes Lee came back. I'm not mad about that. I'm kind of happy. And I feel like he might also have the same fate. He ain't win the title back. But if he does, good on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next, we have a couple of segments I'll just break down. First is Andre Chase and JC Jane are backstage. And JC Jane wants to know how Andre Chase feels about being a champion, and mentions that, she's kind of the reason she ended up winning the title, so she owes him one. So she's trying to convince him to help her and Thea Hale win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. But he says that he needs to win. They need to go out there and win the match fair and square. Duke Hudson and Thea Hale come up, all popped up, and Duke Hudson mentions the fact that he hasn't paid for a meal in a week because he's been showing off his championship, and it's been getting him free meals. So that's good. And yeah, they then eventually the family come up. I think this is after Thea Hale and JC Jane walked off. And the family come up and they tell Duke Hudson and Andre Chase that, they owe him one pretty much. And they said, yeah, you're going to get a rematch for the tag titles. Like, that's not what we were talking about, but thanks. And that was it. So, yeah, that was interesting. I wonder what the family are talking about, because they don't just owe him one thing, they owe him two things. So I wonder what those two things were. So, then Metaphor continues their quest to find the Heritage Cup. First, we see Jakara Jackson is looking around for the cup. They do some jump scares where a hand pops out and scares her. And then, eventually, I don't exactly remember what happens to her, but there's something that happens to her that causes her to be not effective anymore.
It's saw a little girl, like a little creepy little bastard. And she's like, all right, bro. Yeah, and she just passes out.
Yeah, she's just gone. And then Last Legend is looking around. She can't find her glasses, but they're on top of her head. I didn't even know she wore glasses, but I guess she does. And then she thinks she found the Heritage Cup, but it's not the Heritage Cup. It's just like a trophy that you would win, like if you won first place at a baseball game or something, like a little league baseball game too. And then she thinks she found the cup again, but it's like a decrepit like skull that's been in there. And then this figure comes out and pulls her into like this room, and we don't see Last Legend for the rest of the night, pretty much. I thought this was good Halloween fun. It's just good. What did you think of this?
Goofy as shit. That's all I can say about it. Just goofy as shit.
And then what did you think of the Andre Chase, JC Jane segment that happened backstage?
Eventually, he'll need help, but like he'll come to it soon.
Then we had Braun Breaker versus Mr. Stone. Not good. Braun Breaker just squashes him. I didn't understand the point of this. And then afterwards, he's going to end his career with the steps. But then Von Wagner comes out. His head's still all bandaged up. And he beats up Braun Breaker. He chokeslams him onto the steps. And he's about to end his career by smashing the steps across his back. But the officials come out and stop it before it can happen. The match was 1 star, but I love the return of Von Wagner. So, it wasn't all bad, I guess. So
Could serve its purpose. Like the whole match just serve its purpose, which is basically to show that Robbie E, yes, this nigga was Robbie E.
He was, yeah.
Yes. So it basically showed that like he would do anything for his friend. He be getting his ass whooped. So it served his purpose, and Vaughn returned still fucked up. But he's like, I'm not letting you try to kill this man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And then I forgot to mention too in the Andre Chase JC Jane segment, Isla Dawn and Kaylee Ray popped out and
said the titles were cursed.
Yeah.
Goofy.
I didn't. Yeah.
I get it.
They're really are cursed if you think about it. So
yeah.
I actually you're gonna laugh at me. I was like thinking, wait, aren't those different titles? But I forgot the NXT tag titles are thin anymore.
They dead.
Yeah. So then it shows the post match of kind of what happened with the NXT Women's Title match. It showed a recap of the match, and then it showed like everybody in Ireland celebrating. It showed that Lyra Valkyria was on a talk show, but it only airs in Ireland, and she was talking about how happy she was to be the champion. It showed backstage Becky Lynch congratulating her, and she said that if anybody was going to beat me for the title, I'm happy that it was you. Lyra Valkyria says, thanks, champ. And then Becky Lynch is just like, no, you're the champ. Now you hold down the fort. And she does mention, though, that this thing, if they cross paths again, she's not going to be taken so easy on Lyra. So there is kind of a tie-in. They might do a rematch at some point. So, yeah, I like this video package. I thought, it got over Lyra and, women's wrestling in Ireland very huge. So that was good. And then Scripps, Bronco Nima, and Lucian Price have a promo.
Oh my fucking god, Skip.
They talk about how they rule the streets, and that everybody thought that Scripps
goddamn lie. Everybody, the only streets you rule is the fucking sidewalk, bro. Don't tell this shit to me, bro.
Some of those sidewalks are pretty intense, though. So it's like,
What do you mean? They just got cracks in them, bro.
Not all sidewalks, if the new ones that they put up are pretty good. So,
the only hood they run from was the fucking suburbs, nigga. Don't give me that shit.
But Scripps talks about how everybody used to think that, he had a silver spoon filled in his mouth, but that's not the case. He had to scrap and struggle for what he had to do.
Fuck off, bro.
And Bronco Nima and Lucian Price remind him of who he used to be. And
what a fucking bum.
They talk about how they're going to rule the streets, and anybody that steps to them are going to get put down. And I think they used this to call out the Brawling Brutes because they had a big thing that happened. So I didn't like this segment too much. It was really bad. What did you think of these two segments right here? The women's post-match stuff they showed and this Scripps promo.
I skipped the women's post-match shit because I didn't give a fuck at that point. But Jesus fucking Christ, I swear to, man. They over here talking like, I grew up in a fucking. Shut the fuck up! You ain't Crime Time. Get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Yeah,
I'm tired. Like. Bro, man, the only streets they probably run is the fucking kindergarten, bro. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit, bro. This is an insult to me, and I live near DC, bro. DC is no fucking joke, bro. But man, fuck these niggas, bro.
I guess I have to kind of appreciate that they try to give somewhat of a reason. that they're called out the mud, but I still didn't like the reason. But at least they tried to give a reason.
Because they climbed out the fucking struggle. Yeah, fuck you, nigga. You, what struggle? What struggle you came from? Which fast food restaurant to pick or something? Bro, get the fuck out of my face, dog.
Oh yeah, so we know how Zero feels about out the mud and scripts. So there you go. And it's weird. So now he used to be called Reggie, but on the streets he's known as Scripts.
Yeah, what streets? The fucking which streets? The old man home or some shit? Get out of my face, dog.
I want to know, but what are you gonna call him, Reggie or Scripts?
I'm not calling him a goon, bro. The fucking goofy. He's a goofy goober, bro. I'm tired of this.
I don't know. Even the Goofy Goober ended with slavery, though. That theme song ended slavery, though. So, anyhow, what I mean slavery is.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The figure chum bucket.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain it because everyone's gonna think I was talking about a different type of slavery. So,
no, man, I know what you're talking about.
But anyhow. Next was the women's tag team title match. It was Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defending against JC Jane and Thea Hare with Andre Chase and Duke Hudson inside. Really good tag match here. This might have been the best match I've ever seen Piper Niven ever have. I don't know, actually. The match she had with Toni Storm and Kaylee Ray was a beta, though. I think it was Blackpool too, so that was good. So maybe not. She had a bane with Becky. This is the best match I've seen Piper Niven have in a while, though. This was just really good, really solid. Eventually, JC Jane, when the ref's distracted by Duke Hudson, she tries to use Andre Chase's tag title, but Andre Chase takes it away and tells JC Jane that she didn't need that. And this allows Chelsea Green to hit the unpretty her for the win. JC Jane didn't really do a good job taking this move. It didn't really look very good, but it happened. I thought this was really good. I give it like 3.5 stars. This might be the best women's tag title match I've seen for a while. But yeah, it was just really good stuff. How'd you feel about this?
I skimmed through this match. I got nothing to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then Lexis King gets interviewed. And he talks about how he looks forward to seeing what he's going to do in NXT and said that he has a lot planned and a lot that he has done, which might be evidence right there that maybe he's been up to something because he does say he's done something. And Mackenzie Mitchell wants him to elaborate, but Lexis King says those come to people who wait. And Mackenzie Mitchell's about to send it back to the commentary and like the actual show. Like, she's like, "What are you talking about? Stay a while, have some candy." And Mackenzie Mitchell's just not interested. And he's like, "Fine, whatever, leave." And that was it. I really like this. This was really good stuff. I like Lexis King here. I think he's got real potential here. Booker T's liking him too. You know, he wasn't really a big fan of him the first week, but here he likes him. So, what'd you think of the Lexis King interview? I thought it was awesome.
I think the whole time when I was skimming, I kind of missed this, but from what I heard, it's decent. At least you get. I still want them to give him some actual stuff to talk about instead of just like, "Hey man, how you feel? Feel about what? You win. I won. So
yeah,
give me something to talk about, bro."
I should mention, I just remembered that happened. During Lexis King's debut match, Booker T was kind of putting down his father, saying that he was never really a big fan of him, but he understood his talent, which was just really odd. But it's Booker T on commentary. You know how
I mean, what he means by that is that I wasn't really a fan of his work, but I do know he does work really hard. Like, I know his talent, but I wasn't really a fan of him. That's basically what you're saying. Oh.
Then we had...
You're also missing... Oh, one more thing. This was back to the... Because I caught this while Von Wagner was talking to Mr. Stone right after Mr. Stone's match.
Oh, that's later in the night. That's why.
Alright.
But next, we have the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament Finals match. It's Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. This was good stuff. This is probably the best match of the whole tournament. I thought it was good stuff. Both women really were back and forth here, and eventually Kalani Jordan goes for the moonsault, and Elektra Lopez wants interference, and then it causes her to miss the moonsault, and Lola Vice hits a spinning back kick onto her for the win, and she actually wins the contract. I couldn't believe this, actually. I was pretty surprised about this because I figured they would give the win to Kalani Jordan because she's been the one that's been pushed more, but in hindsight, I'm okay with this just because I think Kalani Jordan doesn't really need this. I think she's already kind of shown out, and I think she's going to have an easier path anyways to get in the title, but I think Lola Vice, they really see a lot of potential in, so I'm okay, honestly, with Lola Vice winning the tournament. It was a nice surprise because I was saying when this tournament came out, it was pretty obvious Kalani Jordan was going to win it, but that wasn't the case. So I like this. I give it 3 stars. It was good stuff. What did you think of this?
It was okay match. They did what they needed to do. A show up, show out, and depending on what's going on now, their paths may be crossed again, and one of them is probably going to have a more harder path or like a more easier path. So
yeah.
Now
we had
now what's next is the fucking men's. So
yeah, so be interesting. Do you have any predictions of who's going to be in it, or do you not watch NXT?
Absolutely not. I don't know who might be in it. Probably some I kind of want to say some performance center guys. I kind of want to see Lexus King in there.
He might win it then, yeah, if he's in it, because technically he's a breakout performer.
Maybe Brock Anderson, because I want to see him again.
If he signs by then.
If he signs by then, yeah. Who else am I?
That guy Riley Osborne that I told you about, because I don't know if you know, Riley Osborne is Bree Priestley's boyfriend IRL, so that's why he was pretty big in the Indies and everything like that. So you know, I'm trying to think. I don't know if he qualifies, but the guy that's with Drew Gulak, the guy Miles Bourne, I think he qualified to be in it because he's technically a breakout performer. I don't think he's been there very long. And then Tank Ledger, I think, qualifies because he hasn't been there for very long. I think it's going to be a lot of the guys that we see, though. It's probably going to be the people we've been seeing on like Level Up. I just can't think of. I don't remember their names at the moment. But we have that coming up, and we still have the Dusty Tag coming up too. So, because you know that was another announcement that happened. So, but let's get to the final 2 segments. That's not a wrestling match on this show. We have the last part of the quest with Metaphor. I actually think this was in part 2, but I just forgot to talk about it, but I'll just talk about it now. It showed Ora Mensa trying to, you know, find the cup and everything like that. And what ends up happening is he walks through this trail of spooky creatures. And I love that he's saying this, like, you guys aren't allowed to touch me. You can't touch me. You can't touch me. Because it's like in a haunted house. That's a big thing in a haunted house. You're not allowed to touch the people that are scaring you. Aren't allowed to touch you. And then one of the people, he like really scares him, and he just hits him with his sandwich, and the person just falls to the floor. And then he turns around, and one of the creatures is Tozawa, and Tozawa beats him up, knocks his flashlight to the ground. And then Tozawa tells the creatures to take him away, and they take away Mensa. We don't see him. I don't know what happened to Mensa. He's just I don't know what happened to him. And then in this one, Noam Dar reunites with this cup, and they play this great music where where he's happy he's reunited with it and everything like that. And then he realizes we see behind him the spooky creatures that we've been seeing in the haunted house are behind him, and he's just like, he even knows too that he's screwed pretty much. And when he turns around, the creatures attack him, and Tozawa comes up to him, and Tozawa wants a Heritage Cup match next week on NXT. And Noam Dar's like, no, I'm not going to give you a cup. You didn't even earn a point in the Global Invitational. And then he's just like, okay, fellas, get him. And the creatures go to attack him. And this basically forces Noam Dar to give him a Heritage Cup match. And he said that he can have it next week. And then Tozawa says, cool. He gives him back his cup. And then he turns around and he still gets the order anyways for the creatures to just take out Noam Dar. And that's how this ends. I like this a lot. You know, I thought it was a good way good Halloween theme thing that happened. Yeah. I don't know what happened to Noam Dar or Mensa though. But before I let you talk about this, the next thing that happens is that Kaylee Ray and Nyla Dawn are backstage. They talk about how successful they were in hosting Halloween Havoc, and then Mr. Stone and Noam Dar come up, and Mr. Stone, sorry, not Noam Dar, Mr. Stone and Von Wagner come up, and Von Wagner wants Mr. Stone to make a match between him and Braun Breaker. And Mr. Stone's hesitant to do this because Von Wagner's not 100%, but Von Wagner is able to convince him to do so, so that match gets made official for later. And during this segment, you saw in the background, Boa was talking to Dante Chin, and I don't know if that's going to lead into something. That might become a tag team or something, but that did happen. They teamed up, I think, like a week ago and Level Up, so that might lead to something. So yeah, your thoughts on all this stuff? The third part of the Metaphor's quest to find in the Heritage Cup, and the Isla Dawn Kaylee Ray segment and everything that happened with that.
I love the whole haunted house thing. Like overall, it's fucking goofy as shit, and that's why I like it. And
Yes.
the Von Wagner joint, I listened, but the main thing I was looking at was behind them, because I was like, because one, I thought that was Joe Gacy just talking to me, but apparently it's Boa. So I was like, what is going on behind them? Like, that's what I was mainly looking for. Well, that was the main thing I was looking at the whole time. So I'm being interested what they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
The only reason I knew it was Boa is because if you remember, Boa's got his face painted from when he does that dark, creepy stuff. So that's why I knew it was Boa. So now, I'm gonna be nice. I don't know if this is really nice, but I know you've been wanting to talk about this the whole show. There was something you were upset about when we started talking off camera and everything like that. It was the NXT title match. Do you want to go ahead and talk about it?
The match was phenomenal. So, but the match was, you know, how you think it's going to be. It's fucking Dragunov in them. Like, of course that they're going to go crazy in the fucking match. Of course they're going to go, you know, stupid in the whole match. But my favorite match by them was the second one, because I never seen Dragunov so cracked out on fucking caffeine or some shit. He was probably smoking fucking dung beetles or some shit. Got so high he started going crazy. But this match was really good. Really good match. Really good back and forth match. Fucking 200 IQ moves. The fucking coast to coast to coast to coast to a first 48 counter to a power bomb to a kick to a first 48 and all other shit. Then all of a sudden, fucking Dragunov smoked out by cocaine or some bullshit. He nigga ate baking soda or something. He probably took a shrooms or some shit. Decided to rip the fucking commentary table, tell them to get the fuck out my way, proceeds to put the carcass of Carmelo Hayes, jump on the damn barricade, and does a fucking DEFCON 5 forearm to Carmelo Hayes. Then proceeds to throw his dead body in the ring. 1-2 kick out. But there was a comeback. There was a fucking spot where motherfucker did a first 48. Carmelo did a first okay. I'm trying to remember how it went. Okay, so a Dragunov trying to do his freaking flippy debbie do with the fucking lariat, 619 lariat, got caught, first 48, Dragunov was woozy and proceeds to do the DEFCON 6 fucking forearm with a very sexual pin kick out. But Carmelo Hayes, he was ready. He was beating him down. He about to go for nothing but nets. And then Uh-huh. No. Yeah. Uh-huh. I like it. Oh yeah, baby. Fucking Trick Williams whooped that Trick. Looked pissed the fuck off. He looked like he ready to murk somebody. But you know who he was looking at. He was looking at Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo like, oh shit. He knew. But got by a Dragunov. Throw him down. To then he Pearl Harbors him. Torpedo Moscow. 1, 2, 3. And then fucking Trick Williams walk in the ring. Literally grabbed Carmelo Hayes. And we already know what's going on. It was Carmelo Hayes. You probably think it's probably somebody else, but the way Trick looked at him, yeah. But backstage, Dragunov got fucking raped, like fucking Baron Corbin gripped him up and just like, you're speaking nonsense. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? This man got gripped up, but yeah. So here's why I had to complain. Trick Milligan, for all my fellow Trick Milligans, this is a sad day for us. It's a sad day for us, bro. Because we already know this is gonna break up. Trick Williams, he knows Carmelo probably jealous. Carmelo jealous probably got he got more over than him. But it's a sad day. That was my only complaint because my heart was broken, bro. I was like, no. I was a sad boy, bro. But
yeah. Everything you just said, though, you know, I love the title match. I give it 4 3/4 stars for everything you just said. Yeah, the Trick Williams appearance. I still want to hold out hope, though, that this is just a false sense of security. But you know, I don't think that's the case, though. It's probably, but you know, we have to wait to see how it plays out. Maybe Carmelo Hayes is being framed here, but yeah, I like the look that they were looking. The thing I didn't like, obviously, I didn't mind the Baron Corbin attack, but I thought it just kind of took away from how we were supposed to feel about the Trick Williams Carmelo Hayes thing. I get they were trying to do the whole thing where like anything could happen, but I was like, yeah, I kind of wanted to focus on that. But yeah, this was just interesting. But yeah, that was the end of NXT Halloween Havoc. Compared to both shows, you know, if we're rating this as one big show, it was fantastic. I'm giving it an A- just because it had fantastic matches and really good segments to close it out and everything like that. You know, they really did a good job with the Halloween theme when it came to the stipulations and everything like that. So, you know, another successful Halloween Havoc. It just seemed weird. It seems like even though WWE took it from WCW, it seems like, at least from what I've seen anyways, that WWE has done it better than WCW. I think mainly because, too, there's not a lot of bullshit, as we saw when it comes to the WCW ones. But overall, well, yeah, this was a hell of a show. What did you think overall of Halloween Havoc, if we were combining both nights and everything like that?
if we combining both nights, it was good. It was worth it. So yeah. This was a good show. The only Halloween shit that I actually fucking like. But one thing I would say though is there's a few problems with it. Some of it is really small and like you don't have to worry about it. But I just wish this wasn't like a 2-night event. I just wish
That's fair.
Like they don't. What they could do to make it more easier is if they got permission to do this, maybe ask the network if they could have like an extra slot, like make it 3 hours.
Right.
Just for this event alone, or do it on Saturday. Have it like a PLE, but
Right.
But instead of like having a major stadium, just have it like in the same setup, because this is just a normal setup. This is nothing major, but yeah. But other than that, it was good. Some little dumb shit here and there, some goofy shit that I do like, and overall I give this shit a good out of excellent.
There you go. There's some matches to break down for next week. They've started adding matches. We're gonna have Braun Breaker versus Von Wagner. Lyra Valkyria is gonna make her first appearance next week as NXT Women's Champion in the ring and everything like that. We're gonna have Akira Tozawa versus Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. And then we're going to start to have the qualifying matches for the Iron Survivor Challenge. I don't know if it's going to be on the men's side or the women's side. They just said we're going to have qualifying matches. So that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to see who's in it, obviously, because, last year's was pretty exciting. And then, we'll just have some exciting stuff coming for NXT the next few weeks. They're going to start to really build to Deadline. Because Deadline, I don't exactly know when Deadline is. I know it's in December, but I think they have to start doing the qualifying matches. I like that they're doing it fairly soon, at least, just because, it's pretty damn soon. Because, obviously, we're in November now, and it's in, early December. So, it's good that they're going to really build to this and really take their time with it. There's no special event they're doing in between or anything like that either, so that's good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we have. Anything you want to plug or promote? And this is the third time the second time officially this week you've had to plug your stuff.
Check Spark. There's my plugs over there. That's all you need to know. James, if you want, you could just fucking show my shit right here. And yeah, you fucking lazy bastards. You better be watching this shit and do as I say. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say the same thing. It's the same stuff. The only thing we'll just officially say this: no Greatest Royal Rumble Retro now because
I'm not watching a 5-hour fucking show, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't do that, bro. I already had to sit through fucking Halloween Havoc 98. You know what?
For nothing now.
Well, at least I saw the Goldberg match. But the thing is,
we can do that. We can do that again if you want.
The fucking Goldberg match.
No, just to review the whole show again.
Oh god, I'm not watching it again, bro. I already sobered enough.
You don't even have to. I'm not gonna watch the show. It's pretty fresh. I already watched the show, so.
But what was I gonna say? I kind of want to do a breakdown of. You know what? Because I had this little weird idea of going through like an arc, like a story arc, like the Rock and Austin arc, or some shit like that. But I haven't really thought about it fully yet. I'll let you know. It's something I want to try, cause I'm a very experimental guy. I want to try new things, but yeah.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. We'll see. That's a lot to watch though in one day, because if you
not one day, but what I thought about is we could do it by months, or some.
Right.
I haven't fully fleshed it out, but yeah, I'll let you know how it works.
But yeah, just check out all the stuff that we have coming up this week. And that's pretty much it, guys. And since we're recording this in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Bye-bye.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.